That's cool.
Yeah. Now I gotta get some music. Ray Starr, one of my guests, he's a rock and roll star. He made some songs for me to play on here. We can get him on here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you need an entry song like Metallica or
Yeah. Oh no, this one's like a one shot away or one moment away from, that's good.
that's
Hello,
awesome.
I'm your host, Jay from Rock and Recovery, another podcast on addiction recovery and mental health. We're here, we recover out loud because you know what? That's the only way we can do it because we don't want anybody to suffer alone. I'm here with special guest is my friend, Larry. How's it going, Larry?
It is going great. I am better than I give myself credit for. I am blessed. It has been a crazy long journey of being kicked out for standing up for myself in the wrong tone, being disrespectful in someone's home, overly drinking, binging, lustful thoughts, um, covering up cell phone messages, hiding uh, gentlemen's clubs, massage parlors, being
Wow.
reactive, costing myself thousands of dollars in phones,
How much of
etc.,
that was
etc.
caused by addiction?
All of it through, yes, my addiction. Um,
Well, that brings me to my next statement. Why don't you introduce yourself? Tell me how you got into addiction, how it's what it's costed you, what you've lost, what you suffered through, and then give everybody a little bit of hope at the end. For me, hope means hold on, pain ends, and we're never alone unless we choose to be. And I appreciate you, like you said earlier, Larry. I appreciate you. You're an awesome individual. I personally met this guy, not in life, but I started following this guy, and he started following me when he lived in a tent in a sleeping bag over a year ago. And look at him now. So everybody just buckle up and listen to Larry. Larry, the floor is yours.
so it started, my drinking really took off when I was 17, but more so when I was 23. I experimented baby shots when I was 13, 14. Uh, I'm a child of divorce twice, so everything that's ever happened has compounded the drinking. When the drinking took off at 23, I would drink daily and I would binge drinking to oblivion. I would always think about my next drink. I would be overly flirtatious, overly friendly, lustful thoughts. Um, I would genuinely put myself out there to play games just so I can try and talk and flirt with other women. Just everything negative in situations that isn't something that people want to be around. Um, I pride myself at being a straightforward, transparent guy, and none of that changed. But ever since I gave up my addiction, all of that has gotten better. My willingness to help, my open mindedness, but yet I still get caught in my thoughts of negativity and not being confident because I question everything. And that stems from not being spiritually connected to a higher power of my understanding. Um, I've blown apart 3 different relationships, one of them being the biggest joke, but nonetheless, it happened. Like, never date your friend's ex. Never go back to an ex. Uh, you might think it's the solution, but it's not. Settling for less than you deserve is not going to get you anywhere. It's not going to help you level up. It's not going to hold you accountable. It's only going to bring you down. And I I woke up in strange places. I moved around from east to west. I've gotten drunk. I've tried to hop fences. I've ran from people. I've, I've ended up with more problems in my life. Uh, at one point in time, this isn't my first go around. So I've gotten severely lucky with not causing injury to myself or worse, unaliving another person. Um, but see, several months ago is when I finished everything with court requirements, not having that mental attitude. Like 10 years ago or so, oh, great, I have to do this. I have to do that. I have to go to the court. I have to go to meetings. That's all negative thinking. Don't do that. Follow that suggested form of recovery. Your recovery is your own. How you work your program is your own. But as long as you're following some semblance of doing better, living into a better way of thinking, then you're doing it. I've always run on self-will, but my self-will has allowed me to open up to the idea that there is a higher power bigger and greater than myself that could restore me to sanity, that I am powerless over alcohol. Once I have that one drink, I don't want to stop. I do think about next drink. Just a couple days ago, I put myself in a hypothetical. Oh, I almost have 2.5 years. I think I want to go drink again. No, because you know what's going to happen? I'm going to start with one day, and then it's going to multiply to two another day, and then it's going to multiply to oblivion on the weekends because I have that Friday funk. I have that weekend mentality like, man, I worked all week. I did this. I did that. I owe it to myself. And then it's going to end in complete misery. If that's the one thing we know about ourselves, that's the one thing we need to believe. That once we start using that one drink or one needle or one pill, it's not going to end well. Why would you want to keep doing that? To feel? You can feel without that substance. Is it difficult? Absolutely it is. I think about it every day. I struggle with it. I'm human. Doesn't mean I obsess about it. There's a difference. I'm sober in a car. I've gone through most things that would make Hercules buckle at their knees. I've had that told to me by my moms and my dad. Like, I don't know how you're doing it. You know how? Because I'm praying. I'm staying connected. I don't have all the answers. I was just told, a couple weeks ago, you have a complex. Okay, great. Why? What? You overspeak. Okay, I do. For me, that is newfound confidence that I have a voice, that I can use a voice. Taking the easy way out isn't always the easiest. Staying true to one person is a big headache. But the even bigger headache of it all is trying to drink and use, because then you're covering up your tracks. Lying by omission is still lying. Faking it to make it isn't a genuine quality. You either are or you're not. I'm not using. I can't use. Even the diet stuff, it will set me up for failure. I'm working through not having lustful thoughts. I'm working through not being connected through a massage parlor or through a gentleman's club. They're a hole in the wall that you throw money at, that you cannot get the full satisfaction, and you end up paying worse you're paying for it worse. Because then you're back to square one. You're broke. I'm very reactive. I've lost several cell phones. I have to replace my windshield. So this program has taught me that I can live a healthier life by staying connected, that I don't need substances, and that being reactive is just a more expensive lesson. And I know what I need to do. I just need to get out of my own way, really. I'm willing to help. I'm willing to sponsor. I'm willing to guide. I'm willing to make amends. But to cause harm and open wounds because so much time has passed, that seems to me just as selfish as not making the amends. That's just my thinking and the way I understand it. Maybe I'm wrong, but two wrongs don't make a right. And really, only God can judge me, my higher power, to my understanding. Yeah, definitely. If you have any questions, concerns, pointers, that part of segment will open up in due time. I always thought that I was this great guy, but one thing I'm not is I'm not arrogant. I'm not God's gift to anyone. I'm shit.